now that we've got our rear deck out of the way and we are here working on the rear speaker pods, let's pop them out. They're very simple to do. 2 Phillips head screws hold them in. So we will remove these using our Phillips head screwdriver. If you guys can contain your excitement here while I do this. Now, before we go yanking this out, we need to, of course, unplug it. And to do that, we just pull towards the outside, like so. We take the pod, we lift it up, we pull it out because it is actually hooked. Here, there's a lip back here that this sits down in. So again, just to show you that. So we lift up and out, and that's our rear speaker pod. And again, like we discussed, the installation process is identical to the front. So we remove the factory mid-range, mid-bass rather, plug in the new mid-bass, install the new foam seal that we've sent you to make sure that this sits flush up against the rear deck and minimizes vibrations. Reinstall it, we slide it in, we plug it in. Again, always, before you put the rear deck back together, turn the car on and make sure that you've got sound back here just to ensure that everything has been plugged in properly and that you don't go and reinstall the rear deck only to have forgotten to plug these guys in. So that being said, we can go ahead and pause here. The other side is done again identically, and join me for the reinstallation of the rear deck. So we've got the rear speakers installed. We've of course reinstalled the new foam gaskets atop the rear mids. We need to get the deck back in place, and so I wanted to show you guys. You can kind of see back here, there are these clips, or really little tabs. There are 4 of them. And they are going to line up with the 4 female tabs there along the rear deck. There are 2 there, there are 2 on either side. So that's all we're doing. We're just sliding it in, and it's going to sit down on top of all of this stuff. Very straightforward. So again, finesse and patience will get you mighty far with this. And again, prior to doing this, you have confirmed the mid basses are playing. You don't have to audition the car as a whole because you're not going to get, it's not going to blow your mind with just rear mids, but you need to make sure they're playing before we do this. So we have done that, and we are now going, and it slots right in, and you can tell, you can push on the rear deck, and you can tell that it's secure. You can see a nice even line across the rear, the black. There's a nice rear even line there, nice even line here. So we know that the tabs slotted in, and it's naturally going to do that. It's not designed to be complicated. Okay, so we've got the deck in. I've reattached the seat tie downs, and again, make sure these are nice and snug. Let's get the C-pillars back in. I've already done the passenger side. I'm going to show you guys the driver's side. You can see 1, 2, 3 plastic tabs here, male tabs. We have 1, 2, 3 female tabs that are actually part of the body itself. So we need to finagle this up in there. It's very straightforward, surprisingly. There's a couple little, I wouldn't say tricks, but I want to show you guys a couple little tips, rather. Easiest thing to do, take your thumb, pull this down out of the way. Just do this. This takes a couple seconds. Let's get out of the way, because we're going to be working here, and it just lets this panel sit properly with less fuss. So take our light wire, get it up in there. You can see, and remember, you've got 2 plastic tabs here also that need lining up. So this, there we go, it just snaps in place. And I don't have this bottom end yet. There we go. And again, the key is a nice consistent line down the A-pillar. Snap there, and now we just take our gasket, done, like that. So grab our 8mm, snug these guys back up, and again, contain yourselves. And remember the old lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Actually, if you didn't know that prior to me saying that, I would suggest you take your car to a professional and have them knock out the install for you, because you could hurt yourself and or others if I'm teaching you that right now. So with that nice and snug, this particular car's got kind of some foam peeling off of the A-pillar. If you've got that going on, you could fix it with some spray glue, easy enough. So we'll plug our light back in, and again, there are tabs on the bottom of the light. 1, 2 tabs. So we hook those tabs first. And then the top of the light snaps in. Done. Perfect. So with that done, let's move to the trim panel here on our fold down seat model car. This is a little tricky, not gonna lie. This is kind of tricky. You see it slots back on quite nicely. But the trick, you see these little guys here, they're hooks. There, 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 and here. You've got to actually fold that back around this metal here to keep this nice and snug. And while it's like, oh, that's pretty easy to do, right? Well, it is, but you have to have the confidence in knowing that you're not going to break anything when you're flexing this. And the trickiest one of all is this center one. There we go. And there should be one more. Where's it? It's right there. Actually, you know what? This was the trickiest one because you can pull these hooks out here. You can see there's a giant Allen bolt back there, but that's really tricky to do. Perfect. There we go. So now, if you want to avoid that altogether, and you've got a, what is that? It's probably a 10 millimeter or 12 millimeter Allen socket. You can just pop that out and all of that is easily avoided. I just didn't want to go get that because most of you guys aren't going to have that, so I wanted to show you the little more challenging way. So now with this done, we just snap our tabs back into place. I usually take my the back side of one of my tools, hammer it in a little bit, and snug it up like so. So we'll just kind of repeat that process as we go back around the car here. So we've got our deck back in. The only thing we've obviously yet to do is pop our headrests back, but the last thing we needed to do, or second to last thing really, is pop the side bolsters back into place. So you can see, of course you want to pull your seat butt out. There's a female slot here on the body, this male tab. Get that situated in there. It's going to naturally fall back into place. Just using our hand, snaps that into place. And don't forget to come back down here and screw it in. 10 millimeter bolt, screw bolt thing. And we're gonna, of course, repeat the process on the other side. So we've got the entire back portion of the back seat together. Let's pop in the bottom, which some people have reported back to us they find kind of tricky when I explain it. So let's watch. We gotta do, this guy needs to stay on top of the seat, whereas these two, of course, need to go here through this portion. So we kind of get the back seat roughly lined up. And then from the back side, we push these guys down. And they just kind of find their way up through. Sneak in over here a little bit. You can see they just kind of work themselves right back up where they belong. And then snap down. Snap down. Make sure this guy is over here, and we're done. So with the back seat all the way in place, we can take our headrest, put him back in, snap. Now for you guys with the fixed back seats, this center headrest is actually part of the structure that secures the deck down. So be sure to get that nice and snug. And also, for those of you with the fixed back seats, it's imperative that you read our PDF instructions because there are a few pieces that are present in those cars that are not present in these fold-down rear seat vehicles that you'll need to know about. So be sure and read those over on Bavsound.com. So we've got all of our headrests in, the bottom of the back seat. And that essentially wraps up the installation here with our stage 1 in the E39. So we can hop up in the front seat, fire up our iPod or CD player, whatever you've got in the car, and enjoy the fruits of our labor and hear how amazing this actually sounds in our E39. So guys, again, thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again in the next video.